as good as last year, but the fact that this has been better is insane. Who here is at your first or second horror convention? I mean, that speaks volumes to how great it is what Ice Nine Kills is doing, not just in music, but for art and culture and community. Which is why we're all here, I think, because we're a bunch of fucked up people that come together and are a little less fucked up together, right? So I don't want to get too legal on you guys, but there is a little bit of a criminal justice conversation to have before we bring out the whole band. First and foremost, I'm going to introduce alleged journalist Roy Merkin, along with Mr. Spencer Charnas, I'm told that Mr. Charnas is accompanied by his legal counsel, Mr. Eric German. So, Mr. Merkin, I hope we didn't get off on the wrong foot the last time
I didn't
we spoke.
care for that introduction there, Brian, to say the least. When we were in New York,
Yes.
it was a little contentious, but I'm looking forward to a lively debate today as well. So
Yeah,
thank you very much for having me.
I know that it's well established that I was up for the Bayonet Award the same year you were. And I just want to say before we start that I'm not influenced by that.
Well, that's all right. Now, who won that Bayonet Award that year? If I can't quite remember, now that's 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know who won the Bayonet Award in 2017?
Winners, losers.
Maybe just shout it out.
I believe it was Carrot Top won it that year.
Anybody want to shout out who won the Bayonet Award? Roy Merkin, that's correct. I won the Bayonet Award that year. And so I'm very sorry for your loss, but I relished in my presence.
Well, we can have a separate conversation about election integrity when it comes to the Bayonet Awards.
That's not the deal.
Mr. Downey, if I may interrupt,
Please.
On the subject of integrity, I want to remind everyone that this book that we're here to talk about today is a work of fiction. It's for entertainment
Allegedly
purposes
fiction,
only. And while we're all here to have a good time, and Mr. Merkin was Merkin 9 to 5 in this very room at the RIP karaoke night the other night.
Thank you very much for saying so. I got to bring some country to this rock and roll, I'll tell you that much, right?
I want to remind you, Mr. Merkin, while we're all here to have a good time, any implication of liability, culpability, or impropriety on behalf of Mr. Charnas will be shut down immediately.
Can we get him off the stage? This is...
You know, I've been informed that he has a legal right to be present. Mr. Charnas, for some reason or another, felt that his legal counsel should be here. I don't know what that says, but...
Oh, well, I'm a big fan of OJ, so I kind of just follow his lead. OJ the drink.
You hold up those hands for me, Spencer. Yeah, the gloves fit. These gloves fit.
They do not fit.
So, Mr. Merkin, if I may, could you tell us a little bit about not only what inspired you to write this book, but I don't know, one might say some of the implications in there seem to run a little bit counter to what had been established prior to the book's publication. So.
Sure. Yes. Well, as you very well know, Dr. Ian Black was tragically passed away and was blamed for a number of deaths. I believe that Spencer Charnas may have been behind those deaths. You've undoubtedly, around this convention, seen some of the actors who played those characters in the film that came prior to the book. And eventually, after writing this book, coming up with the name The Silver Stream, mind you, and I know that we've discussed this.
Trademark.
We've discussed this at length. Coming up with that name, I was fortunate enough to have Dr. Ian Black's original notes. I went through them. I felt Spencer was the real killer. And from that, Spencer eventually signed on to work on this book with me, which I think is the largest admission of guilt I have ever heard in my life.
Well,
I'm so lucky to have that.
excuse me, Mr. Morgan, and you'll take this, Eric, but aren't the notes are up for debate in terms of the handwriting? I've heard that we brought in a handwriting expert and it did not match any of his other, documentation, his
Really
signature,
ridiculous.
his V's. Dr. Ian Black's V's were like perfect triangles, and the V's in the alleged notes were less than perfect triangles. You want to elaborate on this?
These notes certainly didn't meet the standards of admissibility for federal evidence.
Innocent till proven guilty!
He's going to get his day in court, folks. Don't you worry about that.
Are we to presume then that there's an implication that those notes upon which your book is based were
We have the book here.
There's the book right there.
Available in stores everywhere around this.
The book.
Where good books are sold, yes.
Where all books are sold.
Are we to understand that perhaps the veracity of those notes are in question, that they were maybe forged?
In a word, no.